Yes, AOC!
My God, tax the rich. What a model, AOC. What I didn't know you model as well. Damn.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about some news here involving Miss Goody Two-Shoes herself, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who has been slapped with notice that she is under investigation for potential ethics violations by the House Ethics Committee. Now, again, this is kind of a big deal, right? Because again, AOC and a lot of the progressives, they have branded themselves as people that are so righteous, okay? They're on the right side of history. They're not corrupt. They're for the people. They can't do anything wrong, okay? Everybody else is corrupt in Washington except them, okay? Which, again, you know, I agree. Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, you know, establishment politicians, they are as corrupt as it gets. But, you know, when you are in Washington, when you're in the swamp, you are incentivized to kind of go along with the swamp, okay? And once you stick around in the swamp long enough, eventually you will become what you claim that you were fighting against. Again, AOC, when she first ran, branded herself as somebody that is against the establishment. However, ever since she's been in Congress, she hasn't really done anything except cozy up to the establishment, namely Nancy Pelosi, right? So I'm not surprised here that AOC is being hit with investigation for ethics violations, because I think it's been quite clear that AOC, like all politicians, is not very ethical, okay? She's not a very ethical person. We're going to talk about that. So let's go ahead and get into this. The House Committee on Ethics said Wednesday it is investigating Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The panel released a statement saying the Office of Congressional Ethics forwarded its inquiry into the progressive congresswoman to the panel in June, which typically suggests the office believes an ethics law was violated. It was not immediately clear what the investigation was about. Quote, the committee notes that the mere fact of a referral or an extension and the mandatory disclosure of such an extension and the name of the subject of the matter does not itself indicate that any violation has occurred or reflect any judgment on behalf of the committee, the panel said. So yeah, I mean, they're basically just giving their disclaimer here saying, look, we're opening this investigation. However, don't draw any conclusions from it yet. Right. But again, that's what they have to say. Because again, I don't think that if they actually didn't have reasons to be investigating her, right? They didn't have solid reasons to be investigating her, that they would be doing it and announcing it like this. A spokesperson for Ocasio-Cortez brushed off the investigation in a statement provided to Forbes. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this statement, because I think this statement right here definitely gives us some inside perspective on what this most likely is about. Quote, the congresswoman has always taken ethics incredibly seriously, refusing any donations from lobbyists, corporations, or other special interests, the spokesperson said. The committee said in its statement that it plans to announce its course of action in this matter following its organizational meeting and adoption of committee rules in the 118th Congress. All right, so AOC in her campaign, or her office, is saying that, you know, she has refused to take any donations from lobbyists, corporations, special interests. Basically, she's clean as a whistle, right? Because she doesn't take big money, okay? She doesn't sell herself out in the same way that other politicians do, okay? Which tells me that that's probably what this is about. This probably has something to do with funding for her campaigns, okay? It probably has something to do with a campaign funding violation. That is probably what this has to do with. The panel would take up the issue in the next year when Republicans assume control of the House. The American Accountability Foundation previously requested that the Office of Congressional Ethics open an investigation into Ocasio-Cortez for accepting an impermissible gift to attend the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute Gala, though it was not immediately clear if Wednesday's announcement was in connection with that request. Yeah, so basically, this is in connection with AOC going to the Met Gala, right? And basically saying that her going, or the gift of, her getting a ticket and the dress and everything that was involved was an impermissible gift, right? That's not allowed. The group wrote in its September 2021 complaint, specifically, we believe Representative Ocasio-Cortez has violated Clause 5 of Rule XXV of the Rules of the House of Representatives, commonly known as the gift rule, by accepting admission to the Met Gala, an event whose per seat cost is reported to range from $35,000 to $50,000 without having a permissible exemption to allow the acceptance of the lavish gift. Ethics Watchdog, Foundation for Accountability and Civic Trust, also called for a review of Ocasio-Cortez's Met Gala attendance at that time. On the same date, the Office of Congressional Ethics forwarded its inquiry on Ocasio-Cortez. The office also sent a referral to the House Committee regarding Representative Carolyn Maloney for her own attendance at the Met Gala in 2018, 2019, and 2021. The Washington Examiner noted. Yeah, so what we have here is a situation where it looks like AOC could be in trouble for basically dining with the rich, right? Remember, she wore the dress, taxed the rich, okay, to that ceremony or whatever you want to call it, that show, that weirdo show, right? Again, she wore that as a statement, but it seems like she may get hit with some ethics violations for that stunt that she pulled. So that's not the only thing that AOC could be in hot water for. As I don't know if you guys remember, but at the beginning of this month, when she was going back and forth with Elon Musk, AOC got exposed because, like all these fake socialists out here, they're actually really capitalists, right? And the game, the grift, is to make money, okay, aka engage in capitalism, selling the socialist dream to young, naive children, right? Who believe in this stuff, who believe that being like China will actually be a good thing for this country, okay? This is what they believe, right? And AOC sells that dream to them while getting rich, okay? That's what happens. And a part of AOC's grift is her merch store, which she swears up and down is so ethical, right? It's so ethical. It's the most ethical merch store ever, okay? All her employees get paid, $15 an hour, a livable wage. They all got the greatest healthcare in the world, right? They all are working in, great conditions, okay? It's like working at Twitter, right? You remember Twitter before Elon Musk? Yeah, that's what AOC, she frames working at her merch store or for her merch store as the same way, okay? And she doesn't take any profit according to her, right? She doesn't make any profit. All the profit goes to community acts because AOC is such a good person, right? She would not be unethical in any way, right? She's not actually really trying to make money, except a deeper look into AOC's claims about her campaign merch actually shows otherwise, right? As AOC tells Musk, proceeds from her campaign merch store go to community acts, but expenses say otherwise. In a Twitter spat with the company's new owner, Elon Musk, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez claimed that proceeds from her campaign merchandise go to charity groups. Ocasio-Cortez had slammed Musk's new plan for Twitter users to pay $8 a month for verification. In response, he drew attention to a sweatshirt from her campaign merchandise store costing nearly $60. Yeah, so her justification for that was that this sweatshirt costs $60, but I'm doing all these ethical things here, right? Got unionized workers and all this other stuff, okay? This is what she claims. She said the items are made in the USA and all proceeds go to community organizing like our Homework Helpers program, which gives private tutoring to kids who've needed learning support since COVID. Well, you shouldn't have been pro-lockdown, right? I think being not pro-lockdown would have been, just as helpful as your little tutoring program, which again, I'm not knocking her from having. That's great. But I'm just saying you shouldn't have been pro-lockdown, right? If you really wanted to help these kids learn, if you was really concerned about their learning. The claim appears to be at odds with her own online merchandise store, which explicitly states that purchases are campaign contributions. Campaign finance data since July likewise makes no mention of donations to charity organizations. Fox Business has reached out to Ocasio-Cortez's campaign office for comment. The feud between Musk and Ocasio-Cortez continued Wednesday evening, before the lawmaker claimed her account, quote, conveniently stopped working. Also, my Twitter mentions / notifications conveniently aren't working tonight. So I was informed via text that I seem to have gotten under a certain billionaire's skin, she wrote. She added, just a reminder that money will never buy your way out of insecurity, folks. She later corrected her typo with buy. Musk initially pitched a $28 monthly fee for verification, but quickly dialed it back to $8, a much more modest figure. Twitter still will be free to use for most users. Yeah, so AOC. Again, I think there's a whole lot of ethical questions around AOC. Probably having to do with campaign finance, right? And again, it's just funny to me how that little stunt that she pulled at the Met Gala could end up putting her in some trouble, right? However, I don't think it really matters, because even if she's found to be guilty of something, what are they going to do? Right? Are they actually going to punish her? I don't think so, right? I don't think she's actually going to face any consequences. And sadly, that is the biggest problem in politics in Washington, is that these politicians are never held accountable for the corruption when they get caught, okay? It's always, you make a big fuss about it. People complain about it, but they never actually face any consequences. Nobody ever actually goes to jail for any of this stuff, which is why it keeps happening, right? No consequences. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.